Have you ever did this? You start your day by waking up in the morning. You grab your phone and you start just scrolling through social media, seeing all of these interesting videos and posts. 1 hour, 2 hours, and then you check the time and it's already 11 a.m. and you said to yourself, my, how time does fly. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To the honorable judges, beloved friend, and also ladies and gentlemen who are watching this video. Good morning everyone. I want to say how happy I am to be present here today in front of such a distinguished audience. But let's not forget to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has been giving us blessings and mercies. Now, I would love to ask all of you a single question. Have you ever wondered why is it so difficult for us to stop scrolling through social media? It always seems like we can't stop, even if we were actually tired of it. If we got tired of a certain food or certain TV shows, we could just easily stop eating or watching it. But what makes social media so different? Before we get there, let me introduce myself. My name is Fatin Hanun An-Nadhifah, and today I'm going to deliver a speech with the title of The Cost of Connection, Social Media and Our Mental Health. Now, to understand why social media is so addictive, we first need to understand how our brains actually work. The brain controls thought, memory, emotions, all of the 5 senses and every single process that regulates our body. There's a certain part in our brain where dopamine is mostly produced. Dopamine, which is also called as the feel-good hormone, is essential for learning and memory. But too much or too little dopamine could affect how we learn, get motivated, and many other behaviors and physical functions. This is where studies have shown the addictiveness of social media. When we engage with social media, it releases a lot of dopamine in our brain's reward system, lighting up the same part of the brain as drugs and alcohol. So, I think it wasn't exaggerated when Gary Vaynerchuk said, quote unquote, social media is more addictive than cigarettes and alcohol. But let's be real too. To younger generations like us, which is teens, who are still rapidly developing their brains to be fully functional as an adult brain, this could be dangerous. Because as we rely on our phone for that quick hits of dopamine, the rest of our daily lives begin to feel dull and uninteresting in comparison. And when that happens, it becomes all too easy to fall into the trap of endless comparing ourselves to the seemingly perfect lives that we see on social media, even though those so-called perfect lives are often far from reality. Moreover, there's a growing research that's shown that the more a person spends time on the social media, the more likely they will experience mental health symptoms such as anxiety, isolation, or even hopelessness. And according to Anne-Marie Albano, PhD, which is the director of Columbia University, a high level of social media use could lead to depression among high school and middle schoolers. TikTok, one of the fastest growing social media video platforms today, dominates youth culture and attracts more than 1 billion users worldwide, which nearly half are 10 to 29 years old. The data shows that from World Health Organization shows that in 2021, 1 in 7 adolescents ages from 10 to 19 struggled with mental health challenges. This group is a key part of TikTok audience. As TikTok gains more acceptance among youth, there's also a growing concern among parents and clinicians about the actual impact that TikTok is having on the mental health of youth. So, as you can notice by now, social media and our mental health is deeply interconnected. And this is how. First, dopamine dependency. Platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, X, and others are designed to trigger our brain's reward system. Every single like, comment, or any notification releases a lot of dopamine in our brains. And it makes the users crave more interaction. And when that happens, it becomes very dependent for us to check on social media every once in a while. And secondly, there's also increased risk of mental health issues. Excessive amount of social media use could lead to comparison culture. Why, you might ask? Well, users in social media tend to compare their real life situation to the curated, filtered versions of other life. This could lead to shorter attention spans and even difficulty focusing, which ended up with users usually being depressed or even experiencing sleep disturbance. These factors created vicious cycle. When you are feeling down, you will go to social media for relief, and after that, you will get the dopamine hit that will make you feeling happy. But just for a moment, because after that, you will see some posts on social media that makes you go, oh my god, my life is so miserable. And you will feel down again, and you will go to social media, and the loop goes on and on and on and on. So, to prevent us from getting inside of this vicious loop, we first need to understand the keys. And the first key here is awareness. Be aware of how social media affects your brain. Social media should serve us, not control us. And secondly, set boundaries. Limit the time that you spend on social media. Most gadgets, or maybe phones, have a built-in features to monitor your screen time. Use them to your advantage. And schedule some times to check on your apps and avoid using your phone right before bedtime. Trust me, a good night's sleep could do wonders for your mental health. And don't forget to prioritize your real-life connection. Spend more time with your family and friends. Make time for something that doesn't involve screens, like hobbies, sport, or maybe just taking a walk in nature. These activities are not just refreshing, but also helps you to reconnect with the real world beyond the screen. And after that, you also need to practice your mindfulness. Be mindful of how social media affects your emotion. When you are feeling down, anxious, overwhelmed, or any negative emotions, take a break. Remind yourself that social media often only shows the highlight reel and not the full story of someone's life. And lastly, use social media responsibly. Follow accounts that inspire, educate, or motivate you. Unfollow or mute accounts that make you feel bad about yourself. Remind yourself that your mental space is valuable and you have control what you allow in. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't get the wrong point. Social media isn't inherently bad. It can bring people together, raise awareness, or even create positive changes. But you just need to know how to use it wisely. So, if you use it wisely, it could be a source of inspiration and connection. As I wrap up my speech, I leave you with this thought. Your brain and your mentality is the most powerful tool you own. Treat it with care. Don't let something as small as a screen dictate how you feel, think, or even live your life. Let it be something that empowers us, not one that drains us. Lastly, I want to thank all of you for your time and attention. I hope my words today can inspire you to reflect, pause, and take back control of your own life. Thank you. My name is Fatin Hanun An-Nadhifah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.